My name is Aman, and I am from Mumbai, India. The story which I am about to tell you is true. Our story takes place 20 years ago, and it happened to my father's younger brother, Manoj. Manoj was a careless young person back then. Every night he would go out with his friends for a fun time, but each night he would lose track of time and find himself coming home very late. It was one night at around 2 o'clock, and as usual, after seeing his friends off, he returned to his apartment building. At the apartment building, there was a huge banyan tree. Manoj sat beneath the tree and started smoking a cigarette. While he was sitting there, he saw a woman who seemed to appear out of nowhere. She was walking towards him. She was wearing a black burqa and carrying a baby in her arms. She got close to Manoj and paused. Looking at Manoj, she said to him that she needed to use the restroom and asked if he could hold her baby for a while. Manoj was drunk at the time and wasn't thinking properly. He didn't think much of the woman's request and agreed to hold the baby. He took the baby in his arms and watched as the woman walked into the public restroom a couple meters away. But after a long while, when the woman did not come back, Manoj noticed something. He noticed that the weight of the baby in his arms was starting to get heavier. The baby's size was even getting bigger and bigger. At first, he thought he was hallucinating because of his drunken state, but it wasn't until long that the baby got so heavy that Manoj started to struggle. The baby was starting to get difficult for him to carry in his arms. Manoj started to get suspicious. He started thinking that the woman was never coming back, and all the while Manoj was wondering about the woman, the baby kept getting bigger and heavier. It was very unusual for a woman to be out this late at night like this. This area wasn't safe for women at night. He started calling for the woman, but she didn't come. It was then that Manoj looked down and saw that the feet of the baby had become so big they were touching the ground below. He knew that whatever he was holding was not human, but some demonic entity. At that moment, he remembered what his grandmother had always said to him, that whenever any such demon had a chance to get over your body, just throw it onto the ground as hard as you can and run away from them. He did exactly that. He slammed the baby onto the ground as hard as he could and started running towards his building. But as soon as he turned around, he saw the woman. That same woman in the black burqa was now standing right in front of his building. Only she had become as tall as that building. Seeing this, he got scared to death and started running in the opposite direction towards our house. When he reached our house, he was dripping with sweat. He told my father and mother about the whole incident. I wasn't even born by this time. After that night, he became very ill with a high fever and remained in bed for 3 days. After he recovered, Manoj had changed. From that day, he stopped coming home late at night. Well, friends, how'd you like today's story? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for this channel to listen each and every weekday for more real horror stories. We got a ton of amazing real horror stories, and we're dying to share them with you. So until then, stay out of the dark and stay tuned for our next video.